Cartoon Network clearly didn't learn their lesson after doing Reanimated, that they probably shouldn't delve into live action movies, but apparently they didn't learn that lesson. This feels like a project made by people who wanted desperately to seem cool and hip, but have no real understanding of how actual teenagers talk or act. So many of the jokes come off like they were written by a middle aged executive trying to sound hip, and the result is painfully artificial. The whole thing just feels like a watered down mashup of better stories we've seen before. There's elements of Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle, Sword Art Online, Pixels, Ready Player One, except none of the imagination, charm, energy, or fun that made any of those work on their own terms is in this film. It takes a premise that maybe could have been entertaining with the right people and turns it into something completely empty and brainless. And unlike Reanimated, which at least had a somewhat clever idea but just had terrible execution, this movie doesn't even have that going for it. There is nothing clever here. It's just noise. I held back a bit when talking about the acting in Reanimated because I do not like being overly harsh toward the child actors, but these leads are older, and so I can clearly say their performances are just awful and super, super wooden. Nearly every line is delivered with basically no emotion or personality. It feels like nobody involved with the movie actually cared, and that complete lack of energy spreads across the entire movie. The cast doesn't sell the horrible comedy there is, they don't sell the stakes, and they definitely do not make these characters likable enough for you to care. Everything just lands with a thud. The movie tries to feel exciting and funny and game inspired, but it never earns any of it. It just comes off like a cheap imitation of better movies and better shows, with none of the creativity that justifies its existence. Achievement unlocked. Worse than Reanimated. This is one of the weakest Cartoon Network movies I've seen so far. Easy. It gets an F, a 0 out of 10, and a 0 out of 5 stars.